Hello everyone, welcome to iChat, your number one lifestyle podcast. Alright, let's get into it. I am Jeffy, popularly known as Jeffy. Yeah, I'm known as Jeffy, popularly, and I want you to know me as Jeffy. I am a graphic designer and a tech guy generally. I know graphic design is part of tech, but I said graphic designer separately because I'm more popularly known as a graphic designer. But I'm much more into tech than graphic designs. But people know me in graphic design, you get. Either ways, I'm a graphic designer and a tech guy generally. What other things do I do in tech? I make websites, I develop chatbots, and I'm working on a startup presently. Yeah. What else about me? I'm a Christian. I'm a guy, not a daden or a daddy. I'm a guy, male, original. Nigerian. I'm from Kwara State. And what else? Yeah, I'm a Jesus boy.
My name is Bella, as in beauty. So about me, I'm just the head social media manager at Your Eye Designer, and I think that's basically all you get to know right now. And while we are into the whole show, subsequent episodes, you get to learn more about me. Thank you.
You see, I'm more a Jesus boy than you. I came out straight and clean about Jesus. You didn't mention Jesus in your content. From your point of view, what are the things people should look out for on this show? What are the things they can expect to get from the show?
Okay, from this show, you should be expecting entertainment. You should be expecting information because you would get to learn, and many more that's passé. So I think that's that.
Yeah. Like she said, or like we said in the introduction, iChat is basically a lifestyle podcast. What we mean by lifestyle is that we talk about various aspects of life, and some days it might not even all be talk, you get. So maybe it's more of a show than a podcast actually. So it's lifestyle, different aspects of life, from business to religion to spiritual beliefs to celebrity crushes to relationships to marriage and so much more. So
are you married?
I'm looking forward to getting married.
So why you want to talk about
because marriage is such a dear thing to my heart. We can invite a marriage person. Hello. And the fact this show is not about advising anybody.
So
it's not about advising anybody. So if I say something about marriage, I'm just saying what I feel.
So it's more like you're sharing your own perspective.
Exactly. I'm sharing my own opinions.
You now mention marriage as if you're one married man, and then we don't want to get married.
What of you that are wearing ring? Are you off the market?
It's just
By the way, that's true. Another part of my introduction. I am single, very single and sashing.
He's not sashing, he's out of the market.
Please don't.
You're not just showing your ring yet.
See, don't let them swear for you. I am very single. I'm looking for a serious relationship, not play relationship. Why? Because I want to get married in 2025. So if you like me, see me now. If you like me, don't worry. On the show, I will tell you more about my spec in not my spec per se, but what I'm looking for in a wife, you get. And then I'll tell you about me. I'll tell you what I'm bringing to the table, you get. So
what size of table are you bringing?
So that if you think we merge, you can just say I maybe in the comment or something. Then I'll come to your DM. Don't worry, I'll be the one to DM. I'll toast you. You get.
Just Thank like you. That. Anyways, me too. Hey, see, I'm very much single. Don't mind these rings. They are just.
Before I go into the gossip that I have for today, let me ask. You say you are single. Are you single and useful, as some people will say, or you are single and ready to mingle?
What do you mean by single and useful?
It is their way of saying that they are not ready to mingle.
Okay.
You get, so they just want to remain single and be useful for God and themselves and their community, but they're not looking for anybody to toast them right now.
I'm single and ready to mingle.
They are single and ready to mingle.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, so you are ready to get married?
Of course.
Do you think you're ready for marriage?
No one can ever be ready for marriage.
All right. So she thinks she's ready for marriage.
No, I don't think I'm ready for marriage. I just want to get married. And the only thing I'm ready to do is ready to make it work. Ready to make the marriage work. So I can't say I'm ready for marriage because I do not know what packages the marriage is bringing for me. I can say I know someone to a certain extent, but there are situations that make people change, that make people react in some certain ways, that brings out your inner person. And there are other things that happen when you're married, right? As a single, there are things that happen, and then you tend to like handle it and all. It's kind of like you experience something different out of the ordinary. Now, when you get married, the challenges there too are different. It's something you will not handle as a single person, or they might be the same, but now you're two people. It's not just you.
But now, basically, right, on this thing you're talking about, something just crossed my mind now.
Okay.
When you were born, when you were born, were you ready to be a baby?
No, you just became a baby.
When you became a teenager, were you ready for the emotional storms that came with being a teenager?
They met you very much unprepared.
When you started menstruating as a lady, or you entered, let me use the word puberty, because both guys and ladies enter puberty.
Certainly.
When you entered puberty, the rage, the emotional outburst, were you ready for it?
Definitely not.
Just a moment, my lights went off. NEPA took the lights because we're in Nigeria. Being born as a child, we were not ready for it. Some of us found ourselves in Nigeria. We don't even know if it's unfortunate or fortunately, right? We grew, we did not know, we hadn't even found our feet as children, right? We did not know how to please our parents yet as children, and yet all of a sudden, we were clocking 13. Before we knew it, many of us now, this is our generation, right? Those of us that are between 20 to 30 now, most of us are experiencing what we call adulthood now. Like the bills, and in this tipping era, right? We were not ready for it. Many of us even had to walk into this adulthood life earlier than we expected. We were not ready for it. Most of the things that happen to us in life, they happen because it is the season and time for that
it's
thing.
It's never like most of everything that happened to us in life. It's like we never expected this.
Exactly.
We never saw and be like, oh, this thing is going to happen now. Let me plan. Let me know how.
Some of these things I'm talking about, like the teenager puberty, we had an idea that it will happen at a point. A lady will know that at some point I'm going to menstruate.
Of course, right? It's something you already like been told.
But are we really emotionally ready or for that thing when it comes? When we were young, we were all looking forward to becoming adults.
When I become adult, I'll buy this. Exactly. When I have my own money, I'll do this.
But when the adulthood came, it came with things we weren't prepared for. The bills, it came with
the
responsibilities. Some of us started meeting different kind of things. Is that period some of us started losing our parents? Is that period you realize that being an adult means you get responsible for your younger one? Some people got pregnant without planning for it. It's part of adulthood. And we were not ready for it, but are we surviving or not? Some of us are actually thriving. We might not feel that we are doing well enough, but we are storming it to an extent, right?
Definitely. If you're surviving, you're fighting.
Many of us thought we were preparing for adulthood. But when we entered the adulthood, it's not what we prepared for that we met.
Not at all.
Many of us that were preparing for adulthood, we didn't prepare for the bills. You will see guys that are millionaires now complaining about bills because billing is not funny, especially in Nigeria right now. So my question is this: why do we think we have to be ready for marriage?
Okay, so when people talk about marriage, you see a lot of things online, and then people share their experiences. People talk about what they wish they knew, this and that. You see all sort of informations, everybody based on their own experience. So, and then you now even like see bad marriages. Someone got married and then they divorced. This happened. I mean, the marriage had to scatter. Imagine being married to someone for 50 years and then you guys are divorcing at 50. What are you divorcing at 50 after 50 years? What are you looking for? Why are you divorcing? So a lot of things happen that make people be like, and then people kind of like just they want to take a step back because they're scared. And then they be like, I have to be mentally ready if this happens. For example, now a woman can get pregnant, right? And then while giving birth she dies. It's just the child. Now, when guys see that video, they'll be like, oh my, I need to be prepared though. I need to prepare well for marriage. Some people, it's due to financial issues. They be like, I can't get married without being a millionaire because how am I supposed to take care of my family? This. But there are people that actually got married without money. And a lot of things are happening for them right now, right? And then they are fighting it. When I was in secondary school, I heard of a family that they started out in just a room. But right now, they are no longer in Nigeria.
Wow.
Like, seriously, I was still in secondary school then. And I'm like, if only we can have this kind of stories come out of how you were in a certain challenge and you actually fought through it and you came out of it, other than you were in a challenge and then you lost the battle. It gives people this whole idea of, I need to get prepared for marriage. I need to be mentally prepared for marriage. But the funniest thing is that no matter how much you think you're prepared to get married, you can't really be prepared. Because imagine your husband waking you up 2 a.m. and telling you that he's hungry. And then you'd be like, this is not what I budgeted for.
Why do people do that?
I really don't know, but maybe it happens. You just never know. People are really somehow. I mean, if you come from a home that the man, the wife, your mom wakes up at 4 a.m. to make breakfast. Now, this girl, in her family, they even have somebody preparing breakfast for them. And then you are waking up by 4 a.m. to make breakfast for you.
Okay.
Like,
they play my fans.
So, a lot of things happen that make people be like, I'm not ready for marriage. Why someone would tell you that they are not ready for marriage is the fear. Firstly. Another thing is...
Do you agree with that? Leave a comment below.
Another thing is they feel they are not self-accomplished. Especially in both for the ladies and the guys. For example, a lady will be like, when she gets married now, everybody expects her to be all about her family. They want her to be the mother, clean the house, take care of the children and all. She sees herself getting lost in that whole thing. So she's like, if I get married now,
I won't be able to do anything
in my life. It's as if my whole life now, I just basically become a mother.
So now she wants to achieve everything she can.
She feels like she's going to lose herself in the marriage. And that is why some will tell you, I want to do this, I want to do that before I get married. I can't settle down.
Justin Bieber's wife, who even got married but refused to
give birth because
she's a model.
Exactly. There are some things she still wants to achieve. She feels like she hasn't done enough for herself, that she now has to. Because if you get married, we're in Nigeria, we're in Africa, the next thing your parents are going to start asking you for is children.
Child, right?
They start asking for child. In short, after 1 month, half. I mean, you know how pressuring it can be. And then you feel like, I still have a whole life ahead of me. Why should I now just live my life, bring out another life into the world, and all your whole energy and resources
about that person.
It's all about that child.
Do you know another thing I feel about this reason? You mentioned about the fear of seeing people divorce and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
Another thing I feel, because one thing I realized recently, someone sang a song about that, is that all of us, it's our first shot at life.
It is, exactly.
Someone said, take it easy on your parents too, because it's their first time being a parent. Not just their first time being a parent, it's their first time being a parent to you. Do you think you're easy? Do you think it's easy to parent you?
It is not
If
actually.
you were
It
you,
can be.
can you parent you?
Can you parent you?
But then another thing I feel is a serious problem is the fact that we are not ready to weather the storm. We are not ready to stand through.
Nah.
You see,
people give up easily.
see, when as a lady, when you menstruated for the first time, first of all, I'm sorry I'm using that example. It's something you had been looking forward to because it makes a lady feel like, oh, I'm
growing.
Exactly, right?
I'm growing.
Now, it happens the first time and you are probably excited. But then when it's happening the second, third, fourth times and you realize that, every time this thing comes, it's going to come with pain.
It comes with pain.
It's going to come with this.
Pains, blush,
now, if that period that you are seeing every month was your husband, many ladies in this generation will opt for divorce.
Exactly, because they be like, I can't deal with this. I can't.
But did you divorce your period?
You did not. You can't even divorce your period.
That's a problem. Apart from the angle of choosing right? Okay. Because first of all, they will say, calm down and make sure you make the right decision. Though, is there even really a right decision? That's another question. But they say, calm down and make the right decision. But now, after making the right decision, that person can't be perfect. Many things, the person will change.
See, situations
will change. That man you married, that okay. One of the things you are looking forward to is the man should be rich. You, the lady, should be pretty. She should have big yash. When those things change in marriage, do you think people don't go through things? When those things change in marriage, can you fight through the storm? That's it. But because we see marriage as something that is changeable, I was reading in my Bible today where Jesus was talking about divorce, and it was like, what God has joined together, let no one put asunder. And then they now asked him, they were like, so why did Moses permit us to divorce? Then Jesus was like, he only did it because of your stubbornness. I can't remember the exact word he used, but he did it because of you guys. But originally, that's the way it put it in CPT, something like that. Originally, it wasn't supposed to be like that. So originally, the Bible says two supposed to come and become one. You and your period became one. It's the truth. You can't divorce your parents.
You can't.
Everything your parents have done for you wrong in this life, good and bad, if it was your spouse, you will have divorced them.
Definitely.
But now, because we feel that this person is someone I took from another family, there's a possibility of dispensing this person. I'll be disposing this person. If you didn't think of a possibility like that, no matter what comes up, you will not consider divorce. There has to be a way out. I have sisters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, my 3 sisters are of 3 different natures. There are times I don't like them. But there are times I don't like them to the point that I don't want to talk to them for a long time. But question, can I divorce them? No. For life, I'm stuck with them. If you think about marriage from that point of view, you will realize that, guy, you've made this decision. You have to make it work. Whatever it is that will happen, you have to make it work. You can't end this. That's why a particular man said, don't call your wife. He asked my dad, he was like, who is this to you? He was pointing to my mom. And he said, she's my wife. And he said, wrong answer. He said, the answer is supposed to be, she's my sister. Because if you look at your wife as your sister, you suddenly realize that you are stuck together forever.
Forever and ever and ever and ever.
So I feel if we can look at marriage from that point of view, first of all, we look at it from the point of view of life. Life in the sense that I wasn't that prepared for adulthood when it was thrown at me. If I wanted to be prepared for it, I would want to have some certain amount in my bank account, right? But I didn't. But the adulthood came either ways. So if it was a law that, okay, by 25, pick the nearest woman to you and marry, if it was a natural phenomenon, right, we will actually weather the storm. But we are running away from marriage because we feel that, oh, this is a decision I finally have control over. I didn't have control over adulthood. I didn't have control over puberty. I didn't have control over choosing my parents, but I
I
can
can
choose
choose my
this one.
spouse.
And then we decide to take it all to the other extent, to the point that when the person even vexes us in the marriage, we say that I'm divorcing. We'd like to hear your opinions about this whole conversation in the comments below. And you can let us know what topic you would like us to talk about on the next episode. Cheers, and we'll see you on the next one. You're welcome.